single.
The final one. The final one. Oh, give a number. Single ladies, baby.
Come on. You better give us one move.
What was Hasselhoff doing? Single lady.
Don't you try it.
I got it, Scott. Look away. Do the look away.
On the heels of a whirlwind summit with North Korea that produced no tangible results, the president wakes up at the White House facing fallout and follow-through on the Michael Cohen testimony and a troubling report out about his son-in-law, Jared Kushner.
Then tracking Mother Nature's fury as our Bill Cairns forecasts weekend storms from coast to coast.
Look at the top part of your screen here. Police are searching for the hit-and-run van that turned into oncoming traffic, causing a car to flip numerous times.
Then, are you one of the millions of sleep-deprived Americans just glad it's finally Friday? Well, if you're up with us, you're saying yes. Well, why doctors say that playing weekend catch-up on your sleep may be bad for you.
And Jimmy Fallon goes retro as we kick off this first day of March. Early today starts right now. And Good Friday morning. I'm Philip Mena.
And I'm Francis Rivera. President Trump is back home, but empty-handed after his North Korea summit ended with no deal. And he returns to Washington beleaguered by a new scandal and still reeling from the scathing testimony by his former attorney. Michael Cohen is set to appear before Congress again next Wednesday, exactly 1 week after his dramatic public hearing. And Mr. Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is at the center of a controversy over his top-secret security clearance. NBC's Susan McGinnis joins us from D.C. with the latest. Susan, good morning.
Francis, good morning. That's right. The president landed in Washington just hours after his former attorney, Michael Cohen, wrapped up 3 days of appearances before congressional committees. In dramatic testimony, Cohen painted his former boss as a racist con man who directed him to lie about extramarital affairs and about his business dealings in Russia. President Trump made an appearance on Fox and had this to say last night about Cohen.
When you have an attorney, you're supposed to be able to rely on your attorney.
Attorney-client privilege?
Well, but it's also called reliance. And he just was not much of an attorney, that I will tell you. I thought it was a terrible display of dishonesty, actually.
Meanwhile, a new report in the New York Times says that the president ordered a top-secret security clearance for his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, overruling White House counsel and security officials. An FBI background check led to Kushner being rejected for this high-level security clearance on concerns about possible Russian influence on him. President Trump has said he played no role in Jared Kushner's security clearance. The White House responding now, we don't comment on security clearances. Francis?
All right, Susan McGinnis for us. Thank you.
Michael Cohen's testimony also hinting at more legal troubles for President Trump. In his hearing, the former lawyer confirmed that federal prosecutors in New York have open investigations into the president. And unlike special counsel Robert Mueller, those prosecutors have no specific mandate and they can investigate any crime brought to their attention. NBC's Pete Williams has more.
Robert Mueller is nearly done, but Michael Cohen is now saying publicly what law enforcement officials have said privately, that federal prosecutors in New York are actively investigating Donald Trump's conduct as a businessman as well as his early days in the White House. Cohen says they're looking at what Trump and his aides said to him after the FBI searched his office last year.
This topic is actually something that's being investigated right now by the Southern District of New York, and I've been asked by them not to discuss it.
His testimony raised new questions about Trump financial statements, suggesting possible bank fraud when Mr. Trump overstated his assets to get more favorable treatment from banks, but understated his company's wealth to get lower taxes. And they're examining the hush money payments to 2 women. Cohen says President Trump was personally reimbursing him for that while in office. He raised questions about Trump's use of charity money to buy this portrait for himself. Officials say prosecutors have also questioned Cohen about whether foreign money helped pay for the Trump inauguration. These investigations are underway, even though Justice Department regulations say a sitting president cannot be indicted.
They cannot charge a sitting president, but that doesn't mean that they can't continue to investigate. All sitting presidents become former presidents at some point.
And there's word that the House Intelligence Committee plans to call Allen Weisselberg, the Trump Organization's chief financial officer. Pete Williams, NBC News, Washington.
And the president is facing bipartisan backlash this morning after defending Kim Jong-un in connection to the death of an American student. The president says he doesn't believe the North Korean leader was responsible for the death of Otto Warmbier. The 22-year-old was imprisoned by North Korea in 2016 and died shortly after his release. NBC's Hallie Jackson has more.
Bipartisan backlash after a comment critics call naive and appalling.
I don't think that the top leadership knew about it.
President Trump accepting Kim Jong-un's claim he was unaware of the torture of Otto Warmbier, the American student who was returned to the U.S. in a coma and died after 17 months in a North Korean prison.
He tells me that he didn't know about it, and I will take him at his word.
Hardly anyone else takes Kim at his word.
The blood of Otto Warmbier is on the hands of Kim Jong-un. We shouldn't be naive about this regime.
The love affair, love letters with Kim Jong-un. Our national reputation is being tarnished.
It's not the first time the president has seemed willing to take the word of strongmen, like after the death of journalist Jamal Khashoggi and on the issue of Russian election interference.
I will tell you that President Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial today.
To the Warmbier family, it's obvious. As they wrote announcing their lawsuit against the North Korean government, Kim and his regime have portrayed themselves as innocent while they intentionally destroyed our son's life. Fred Warmbier, last year with Lester, made clear who he blames.
I'm the voice of Otto because he can't be here. That was taken away from him by Kim and his regime.
And that was Hallie Jackson reporting.
The Florida Highway Patrol is searching for a driver involved in a serious hit-and-run crash. Video shows a silver Kia Sedona turned left at an intersection to enter a parking lot, and then it hits the back corner of an Audi, sending it flipping through the air. The driver of the Kia then pulls back out into traffic and leaves the scene. Now, another video shows the Audi rolling over and then crashing into a concrete wall. The 19-year-old driver of that car, Jackson Maxwell Kelly, was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Authorities are asking the public for any information about a 2003 Kia Sedona, which likely has front-end damage.
In Florida, New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft has pleaded not guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges of soliciting prostitution. They are linked to 2 alleged visits by Kraft to a massage parlor last month, including one just before the Super Bowl. Kraft's lawyer requested a non-jury trial.
Concerns are pouring in for actor Luke Perry. The 90210 and Riverdale star hospitalized after suffering a reported possible stroke at the age of just 52. We get details from NBC's Morgan Chesky.
He broke hearts on one of the biggest shows of the 90s, turning troubled teen Dylan McKay into a pop culture icon on Beverly Hills 90210.
Come on. Where are we going?
Field trip. But heartbreaking news for actor Luke Perry. Paramedics racing to his neighborhood Wednesday morning, responding to a call about a stroke.
Rescue 78 stroke.
A spokesman wouldn't confirm the 52-year-old had a stroke, but said he is under observation at the hospital.
At Perry's age, a stroke is unusual, but not unheard of. The CDC says a third of all patients are under age 65.
A stroke can happen to anybody, anywhere, anytime. You don't have to have a family history. You don't even have to have many risk factors.
Hey, you stopping by the site later?
Most recently, Perry starred on the hit CW show Riverdale. The news broke of a Beverly Hills 90210 reboot. His former co-stars sending heartfelt messages. Shannon Doherty sharing a hug from their old show, adding, "My friend, holding you tight and giving you my strength. You got this."
And I can't tell you what else I'm thinking because your parents are in the room.
Perry has yet to sign on to the new project, leaving friends and fans praying for his health and a return to the role that made him a star. Morgan Chesky, NBC News, Los Angeles.
There's some dramatic video to show you now. This rescue of a man caught in a flash flood near Jerusalem. It happened Thursday. So you see this man there stuck on top of the car, clinging to the roof as those flood waters rush through the streets. That rescue crew had to use a rubber raft attached to a rope to reach him. So after pulling him to safety, he was treated at the hospital for hypothermia. The rescue attempt was broadcast live across Israeli media. Officials say the floods were triggered by heavy rainfall in that area.
Wow. Meanwhile, closer to home, Northern California has faced some of its worst flooding in 20 years. Mandatory evacuations were ordered and a state of emergency declared after the Russian River rose 14 feet above its flood stage. Authorities say one man was killed when he was overtaken by a current. He was trying to walk through 5 feet of water to his home where 3 children were trapped. deputies were able to rescue the children. There has been no access to the town of Guerneville for days. The Sonoma sheriff says they're trying to get the roads open to residents only by around noon today.
All right, let's see if it's going to be good for them to actually get to them as far as the weather today.
Yeah, the water's going down. Today's a good day to get in. Hopefully they can, at least assess what's going on there. And then another storm comes in on Saturday. And this storm is going to be a coast-to-coast one. It's going to affect millions of people from California all the way through Boston by the time we get into Monday morning. So here we are Saturday morning, heavy rain into California. Again, more snow at the high elevations. Then during the day on Saturday, snow breaks out in the plains. I paused just at 8 a.m. Sunday. You're waking up to snow in Wichita, Kansas City, possibly around St. Louis. There's always a fine line in the forecast. It gets very difficult between the snow and the rain. That'll be somewhere around Oklahoma City, possibly areas of the southern Ohio Valley through Kentucky. Then by 4 p.m. on Sunday, snow breaking out in areas like Pittsburgh, and then it's going to be a wintry mess possibly areas like D.C., Philadelphia, New York, southern New England. Our computer models are a little split on exactly who's going to get hit the hardest in New England, but there is at least the potential for significant snow from the Rockies throughout the Central Plains, southern Ohio Valley, and numerous areas in the Northeast. That's a look at the big weather story of the day. Now here's a closer look at your day ahead. As we go through the day today, some light snow moving through areas in the northern plains could put down about another 2 to 3 inches in Minneapolis. So it doesn't matter if it's February or March, your snowy end of winter continues. And there's a little bit of light snow this morning, even around areas around New York City and Philadelphia. We'll give you the rest of the weekend forecast coming up, but it's messy. It's in like a lion, as they say, for March.
But at least it's on the weekend, so people don't have to get around work and school.
Correct.
All right, Bill, thank you. All right, when you're out and about today, you might want to pick up a lottery ticket. There were no jackpot winners in this week's Mega Millions or Powerball drawings, so that means tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is worth $267 million, while tomorrow night's Powerball stands at $348 million. So we're talking about a whopping $615 million up for grabs. But come on, let's talk about the odds. We always talk about the odds. Maybe one of those.
Right, not both. I don't know. Get your gamble on, people. Get your gamble on. Coming up, SpaceX takes a small step toward their next giant leap.
I need you to bring the energy today. Let's go. All right, push yourself. Come off the bike. Okay, come on, stay with me. Strong arms, engage that core. Everybody meet me on. Let's go. I'm gonna change your bike position. You're gonna feel this. Show me what you got. Come on. Make yourself proud. What is the best you got today? Woo-hoo. That's what separates you from everyone else. Only with Nordic Track Studio Cycle.
Brushing only reaches 25% of your mouth. Listerine cleans virtually 100%, helping to prevent gum disease and bad breath. Never settle for 25%. Always go for 100. Bring out the bold.
Super Emma just about sleeps in her cape. But when we realized she was battling sensitive skin, we switched to Tide Pods Free and Gentle. It's gentle on her skin and dermatologist recommended. Tide Free and Gentle. Safe for skin with psoriasis and eczema.
People everywhere are confusing Quilted Northern for a bouncy castle. They're both durable, flexible, and nice to have at parties. But Quilted Northern is not a bouncy castle. It's just really nice toilet paper.
Indoor and outdoor allergies can stand in the way of enjoying the moment. Allegra is the fastest non-drowsy allergy relief. In just 1 hour, it starts tackling tough allergy symptoms for 24 hours of relief. Get back to the moment with Allegra.
It's a brand new morning for breakfast. Introducing the Jimmy Dean Delights Breadless Egg Witch. We got rid of the bread and replaced it with 2 egg frittatas. For a protein-packed start to your day.
And that is something else. Kind of makes you hungry, don't it?
Unwanted odors lingering too long in your car? Try Febreze car vent clips. Just snap the clip and insert in the vent to eliminate lingering odors for up to 30 days. Try Febreze car vent clips. Available in a range of light to bold scents.
Fast forwarding into Friday, SpaceX's first Crew Dragon spacecraft carrying a test dummy is scheduled to lift off from Kennedy Space Center for a test flight early on Saturday. The Dragon will eventually fly astronauts to and from the International Space Station.
Well, the Conservative Political Action Conference, or CPAC, kicks off in Maryland today. Speakers include President Trump, Vice President Mike Pence, and right-wing commentator Glenn Beck.
The world's most famous sled dog race, the Iditarod, kicks off in Anchorage, Alaska tomorrow. The race is now in its 47th year. It spans 1,000 miles. An expected top prize of $50,000.
And tomorrow is Read Across America Day, excuse me. A nationwide reading celebration that takes place annually on Dr. Seuss's birthday, but many schools will be celebrating today.
Leading the news this morning, something that most of us who are up at this hour can really relate to, being sleep deprived. But now doctors say if your strategy is to catch up on sleep on the weekends, could be even worse for your health. Here's NBC's Stephanie Gosk.
Monday to Friday, it's go, go, go. No time to stop and no time to sleep. We tell ourselves sleep is for the weekend. But a new study shows those extra hours on Saturday and Sunday, as good as they may feel, don't repair the damage done during the week.
Sleep lost can't be sleep gained. The younger you are, you're more likely to recover much sooner. But as you grow older, in your 40s and your 50s, it will take you a lot more time to recover.
People who don't sleep enough eat too much. The lure of late-night ice cream and potato chips, too hard to resist, because lack of sleep messes with hunger hormones. It also disrupts the body's ability to regulate sugar, leading to diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Worried? Rest easy. It's a simple fix. Put the pajamas on, the chips away, and just go to bed. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News, New York.
Stephanie Gosk trying to get us to quit our jobs.
Simple fix? Yeah, what is she talking about? Right now, where we are, you know, it's like 3:45 right for us in the morning. Come on.
Yeah, and to your credit, you don't even drink coffee, right? For me, it's a lot of coffee and makeup, people. That's all we can do.
I got
to make
the latter half of that. A lot of face paint going on right here. Still ahead. Good news for Brooklyn Nine-Nine fans and an aha moment for Jimmy Fallon. The Tonight Show takes a trip back to the 80s. You're watching early today.
Ordinary tissues left Dakota's nose sore and red. So Dad slayed the problem with Puffs Plus Lotion instead. With lotion to soothe and softness to please, a nose in need deserves Puffs indeed.
Wow, that's an aggressive yellow.
Pretty great, huh?
If you're a banana.
I find it very appealing.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran with bananas. 2 scoops meet real banana slices.
Done a good job raising ya.
Prestige creams not living up to the hype? 1 jar shatters the competition. Olay Regenerist hydrates skin better than creams costing over $100, $200, and even $400. Fact check this ad in Good Housekeeping. Olay.
How to quit sugary soda with a few imps.
Step 1.
Buy SodaStream.
Step 2.
Enjoy great taste with less sugar.
Step 3.
Maybe 2 steps is enough. SodaStream, a better way to bubble.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you King Kong.
Rolling Stone raves, King Kong may change Broadway forever. You've never seen anything like it, ever. Now is the time to see this epic thrill ride. Tickets start at just $49. King Kong, alive on Broadway.
Mesothelioma is a cancer that is caused by exposure to asbestos. Many hardworking tradesmen have been exposed to harmful asbestos fibers. Even second-hand exposure to asbestos may put family members at risk. If you or a loved one has mesothelioma, you may be entitled to a tax-free settlement.
As one of the nation's largest personal injury firms, Solino & Barnes has helped thousands of clients.
800-888-8888.
Don't wait. Call 8.
Jimmy Fallon, The Roots, and Weezer taking on a-ha's classic 80s song, Take On Me, and using some classroom instruments while they're at it. They're sounding pretty good, too, and looking even better in those mullets and Miami Vice garb. About that. That album is really, really good, though. I think it's the Teal album from Weezer.
Their covers from they dropped it, I think, last month.
Yeah.
What a surprise to fans. So Billie Jean.
Billie Jean, that was my favorite one.
Michael Jackson, and also Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams.
Yeah.
All kinds of good stuff.
There we go. We got a Weezer commercial out. There you go.
There we go.
It's good, though.
Well, the cast of Brooklyn Nine-Nine had a great reaction when they got some good news this week. Watch this.
You know how happy and proud we were to have you on NBC this season. And we are even happier to say that we would love to have you back next season. All
right, so the cast and crew getting the news Wednesday during a table read. This will be the 7th season from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but only its second with NBC, who picked up the show after it was canceled by Fox in early 2018. So good to see, you know, Adam Sandberg coming home.
Yeah.
He's welcomed here always at 30 Rock.
Yeah, funny dude. Just ahead, I went to my hometown and will introduce you to a Texas lawmaker who is breaking down barriers in Congress. You're watching Early Today.
Finally, you can forget injections and look up to 5 years younger in 12 weeks with No. 7 Laboratories' new line-correcting booster serum. This targeted treatment works so well, 76% of women said injections can wait. Apply it directly to your most stubborn lines and wrinkles and get ready to see results. You may not remember what you looked like 5 years ago, but you're about to. Line-correcting booster serum from No. 7, exclusively at Walgreens, Target, and Ulta.
Breathe freely fast with Vicks Sinex.
My congestion's gone.
I can breathe again!
I can breathe again. Oh.
Vicks Sinex. Breathe on.
Our craftsmen begin each day perfectly seasoning our Hillshire Farm smoked sausage. So by simply adding the right ingredients, you can end each day crafting a perfectly delicious dinner.
Gentle means everything, so we improved everything. We used 50% fewer ingredients, added one-handed pumps, and beat the top safety standards. The new Johnsons. Choose gentle.
People everywhere are confusing Quilted Northern for robes. They're both cushiony, comforting, and add elegance to your home. But Quilted Northern is not a robe. It's just really nice toilet paper.
When you have diabetes, hydrating your skin is vital.
Gold Bond Diabetics Dry Skin Relief. 90% saw noticeable skin improvement in 1 hour.
My skin feels nourished, healthy.
Gold Bond Diabetics Dry Skin Relief.
Beauty editors have tried everything in search of a whiter smile. Their choice? Crest 3D White Strips. Our exclusive whitening formulation safely whitens 25 times better for a noticeably whiter smile. Trust America's #1 whitening treatment. Crest 3D White Strips.
Now, we're bringing you all the ways to get what you need. Target run and done.
Time now to check in with Willie Geist to see what's coming up on Sunday today. Hey, Willie, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Good to see you this week on Sunday today. My guest is YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki. I went out to Silicon Valley to sit down with one of the most powerful women in the world as she leads a $160 billion company that has revolutionized media. Susan tells the story of Google being launched literally from her garage, becoming an early employee of that company, and then spotting the potential of that startup called YouTube. Our Sunday sit down with Susan Wojcicki, plus the latest news and politics this weekend on Sunday Today. You can catch us in the morning or set the DVR and watch us anytime. For now, I'll send it back to you, Francis and Philip, and we'll see you on Sunday morning.
Okay, Willie, we will see you then. Thank you.
And Bill Cairns is back with us to tell us how the weekend's going to look.
Sunday morning be indoor day for a lot of people, too. So let's get into this forecast for the weekend. Another big storm comes into California. Heavy rain. This is going to be a fast-moving system, too. We'll see the snow and the rain pushing through the Four Corner region. Also, some early morning snow. Could even be heavy in areas of southern New England. Pay attention to that forecast. And then as we go into Sunday, that storm races through the middle of the country. Potential some flooding in the southeast. Watch out for some snow in the Ohio Valley. That's heading for the northeast Sunday night.
Oh, boy. All right, Bill, thank you. When we come back, she is a true example of the American dream. Our spotlight on freshman Congressman Veronica Escobar is next.
No matter how much you clean, does your house still smell stuffy? That's because your home is filled with soft surfaces that trap odors and release them back into the room. So try Febreze Fabric Refresher. Febreze finds odors trapped in fabrics and cleans them away as it dries. Use Febreze every time you tidy up to keep your whole house smelling fresh air clean. Fabric Refresher even works for clothes you want to wear another day. Make Febreze part of your clean routine for whole home freshness.
Everyone wants to be the Cadbury bunny, because only he brings delicious Cadbury cream eggs, while others may keep trying. No bunny knows Easter better than Cadbury.
Wow, that's an aggressive yellow.
Pretty great, huh?
If you're a banana.
I find it very appealing.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran with bananas. 2 scoops meet real banana slices.
Done a good job raising ya.
You told me you wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. Is that what this is about?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you rehabilitated?
It made me want to obey the law and be a better person.
Declaring a national emergency.
In recognition of Women's History Month, we're spotlighting a mother from Texas. Veronica Escobar is among a record number of women now in Congress, and she represents a city at the heart of the immigration debate. I recently went back to my hometown of El Paso, Texas, to talk with her about her historic journey.
Everything leading up to that moment was overwhelming. In some respects, it didn't feel real.
Not only was the moment real, it was unprecedented. Veronica Escobar, along with Sylvia Garcia, just became the first Latinas from Texas elected to Congress. She represents El Paso, a city at the epicenter of the country's immigration debate.
I grew up very close to my family's dairy, Escobar Dairy, and so my family's been here for over 100 years. I feel very connected to El Paso's history.
And there's no place more connected to El Paso than its sister city, Juarez, Mexico.
The border is such a magical, complex place. You know, it's this place where two worlds are juxtaposed. There's pride, and there's hard work, and there's perseverance, and that is who we are as one community.
A community that would find itself in the spotlight on the night of the State of the Union.
El Paso, Texas, used to have extremely high rates of violent crime. Now, with a powerful barrier in place, El Paso is one of the safest cities in our country.
Those of us who have lived here all our lives, we know the truth, but it's this constant attack on border communities that is both demoralizing, but also, I have to tell you, invigorating.
Since taking office, Congresswoman Escobar has toured the border and detention centers with her colleagues 5 times. On a recent Saturday, she hosted a town hall at her alma mater, Burgess High School.
Which hairdo is yours?
Yeah, look for big hair.
What do you remember from that time?
What do I remember?
Yeah, what do you remember from that time?